Hello everybody, this is Mr. Wilson and I am going to walk you through on how to do the attendance for your second period. It seems like some people are having a little bit different. Most of you are getting this okay and doing a fabulous job, but there are some of you who are still struggling with this. We have about 800,000 things to do, and so we wanted to limit how much you had to do each week. So you could get onto everything else. And so I made this spreadsheet as simple as possible, and each week Mr. Engel will add a couple things he might want you to do and take things away that you've already done, but it should be very simple. So each week, probably on Monday, he's going to send out a link. It'll look something similar to this. This is last week's email. All you have to do is click on it, and a spreadsheet will open up. This spreadsheet is taken from Focus. It lists every single kid by second period. So here in column G, we see the highlighted yellow. This is the second period teacher's room. We have the child's name in A, their grade in B, their student ID in C. And I included student IDs. Sometimes we have kids who have very similar names or the same name, so you might need to verify. We also have their primary contact name as it appears in Focus, as well as their primary contact cell phone as it appears in Focus. And those that have an email for their primary contact in Focus will also appear. So there's two different methods for you to contact. Now, most of you have Google Classroom or Remind, and you have other means of contacting your students and checking with them each day. That's fine. Use that. This is just for you to have. You cannot enter, as I'm clicking on here, you can't alter anything in these first 5-6 columns from A to G. You cannot change it. You can go to the down arrow and filter it if you want, but you can't sort it or change it. The difference between sort is you're sorting a column by A to Z or whatever. Filter is you're looking at specific aspects of it. So how do you take your attendance each week? Well, once you have contacted your kids or their parents or whatever, you made contact through Google Classroom, whatever, you need to pull up the spreadsheet. Go to column G, and you'll see this arrow right here, this little down arrow. Just click on it. That's all you have to do. And you don't have many options you can do. The one that you want is filter. Click on filter, and it's going to list every single teacher who has a second period. As you can see, we have a lot of teachers with a second period. Just unselect them all and click your name. So say we're going to click, I don't know, Mr. Ackard, since he's the first. Once you do that, you press OK. It's going to pop up with a box, usually, for the first time. Says others are also making changes. And you can see who's making changes. I'll show you in just a minute on the spreadsheet. Do you want to see sorting and filtering from others? So that's your question. Do you want to see just your work or everybody's? Well, you just want to see your work. You don't need to see what other people are doing. So just go see just mine. If you choose the other option, then that's going to cause problems. So just yours. Now you're seeing a list of just your your second period kids. So as you can see, Mr. Ackard has, he teaches special needs kids, so he has very few, but in here it lists all of his kids. Here's where the contact date is. All you do is you put in the contact date. So as you can see, Mr. Ackard, today is the 7th by the way that I'm recording this, and he's entering this right now. And if I click up here where it says other people are here, you can see all the people that are in it at this moment. If you're not logged in, it's going to show you as guest contributor. So Mr. Ackard is probably one of these two people. So you're going to put the contact date. The contact method is the contact method by Google Classroom, by Remind, a phone call, a email. Did you actually see them in person? I don't know. You shouldn't be because you're social distance, but that's what you would put there. And can students access Edgenuity? All you need to do is put yes or no. Have you talked to this kid? Are they able to get into Edgenuity? That's what Mr. Engel is wanting you to focus on this week. And then some notes. Maybe you left a message, couldn't get a hold of them, or you talked to the student and not the parent. That's fine. Whether you're talking to the student or the parent, it doesn't matter as long as you're making contact with that family. Hopefully the parent is talking to their student if you call. Any type of notes that you want here. They're having problems with Edgenuity. They still can't get in to their Chromebook or whatever. If that's the case, if there's security issues, you need to make sure that Mr. Engel is aware of that. There's a form that he sent out, a district form and a Southwest form that he needs the student to fill out so we can make sure everybody's in. That is all you have to do. Once you've filled those 3 columns out, contact date, contact method, Edgenuity, and optional notes, you are done. And you don't have to send anything. You don't have to email anything. Whatever process you think you need to do, you're completely done, because this is updated live. If I were to go to filter and go ahead and select all, back to the teachers, you'll see that there are teachers here who are entering. You don't need to do anything, and that way Mr. Engel and Downtown can get a on-the-go view of what's being done, and that we're making contact and we're doing our job, and you don't need to send anything. If you are downloading this form, or you're sending me a Google Sheets form, or you are a document or your own spreadsheet, it is taking me hours to combine these. I literally hours, and in some cases that first week took me about 3 days, because everybody's creating their own formats, their own fields, their own document types, and I have to compile those all into something like readable and sortable, because the way this is set up, Mr. Engel can check on students or teachers or contact dates or whatever at a moment's notice, so we know that everybody's being accounted for and taken care of. I hope that helps everybody, makes it more simple. If you come on here and there are 13 people on here, or 20 people, maybe wait until it slows down a bit. The other thing I would do is I would make sure that you pre-fill this out somewhere, so you can just simply sit down one day and just click, 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 and put all the stuff you need to. It shouldn't be that difficult. Again, if you're having any problems, you let me know. Just send me an email and we'll get you fixed up. But this will be a new email from Mr. Engel each week, and it'll say the date. So make sure you're not clicking on last week's date or the previous week's date. Okay? If you have any problems, let me know. Bye.